we finally reached version 1.00 of OpenCore. It's time to take a closer look at Martin Law's newest iteration of his famous package. As Martin skipped 0.9.9 because it doesn't contain any valuable changes to the previous version, it was irrelevant for us CMP users. Prepare your Mac if you never have installed any previous versions of OpenCore by booting it up into recovery mode by pressing and holding the Command and R key at startup. Open a terminal window and check the actual status of the system integrity protection by entering CSR util status. Depending on the previous installing, the SIP might be disabled already. If not, disable SIP by entering CSR util disable. Reboot your CMP again and download Martin Law's package at the link in the description. These steps are necessary for the procedure of blessing the new bootloader to the system. It is the same when you press and hold the Option and Alt key while turning on your CMP to get the native boot picker. Select the desired partition and hold Control, which does the same job. As in my case, I have flashed the boot ROM of this particular CMP with Enable GOP, which gives me a comfortable native boot picker without any additional tools. Refer to my video how to flash your CMP with Enable GOP and get the same benefit with almost every GPU. Preferred AMD cards, built after 2013. Download Martin Law's latest package from the link in the description and save it to the desktop. Unzip the file and open the folder. It should contain the Bless OpenCore script, an EFI folder, the Mount EFI script, the Radeon Gadget tool which is described in Martin's README file, the README file itself, and the Unmount EFI script. Martin Law's version of Acidanthera's OpenCore bootloader contain everything what is needed to boot up all unsupported macOS versions from 10.15.x Catalina to 12.7.x Monterey. It is not possible and recommended to install macOS 13.x or 14.x named Ventura or Sonoma with Martin's package. The one maybe installs these versions with the OpenCore Legacy Patcher, which is another method but based on the same bootloader. The very much deep root patching of this procedure may cause unwanted effects, and so Martin decides not to support these macOS versions. Anyway, for those who are satisfied with macOS Monterey, you have to make some changes to the config.plist in order to get it installed on your CMP. Open the EFI folder and therein the OC folder, which contains the file named config.plist. Right-click the file and duplicate it once. Right-click the original file and open it with a text editor of your choice. Scroll down to Emulate section or simply search for it. Change the value under CPU ID 1 mask key as shown. Changing this value may set your processor to the VM mode. Without that setup, you might not be able to install macOS Catalina or Monterey or future Delta updates. The downside of this setup is non-working EIST, an energy save mode built into your processor, which leads to a higher stress level for the CPU, which is really not recommended. It is a mystery why it's not needed if you want to install macOS Big Sur. Don't ask me why. We need to place OpenCore in a hidden partition of your boot drive. This hidden partition is automatically at its place if your drive is GUID formatted. OpenCore could also be run from a FAT32 partition, where in this particular case, the EFI folder is just placed in the main directory. The where is not that important. It could be a USB thumb drive if you're just going to test OpenCore, a hard drive, an SSD, or an NVMe. Most important is that if you permanently want to use OpenCore, the device where you're going to place it must be connected with your CMP. Save the file and open Macschrauber's Mount EFI script. You have to confirm opening the script with your password. The script is searching for all available EFI partitions of your CMP drives. Select the desired destination drive and confirm with an OK. The hidden partition will be mounted and opened on your desktop. Therein, you see a familiar EFI folder, as we see it in Martin Law's package. Other than Martin's EFI folder, the original may contain a subfolder which is labeled Apple. Just ignore it. It is not relevant for our procedure. Drag and drop the content of Martin Law's EFI folder, the boot and OC folder, into the EFI folder of the EFI partition. The result should look like this: EFI partition with EFI folder, which contains at least a boot and an OC folder. Time to bless the location of OpenCore. Open Macschrauber's Bless OpenCore script and confirm the location of the EFI folder. The tool is smart enough to find the correct location. Confirm with OK and your system password, and the last click on OK. Ready for a reboot? If you have mentioned a dramatic change in the boot process, the boot picker and the black boot screen with the white Apple logo, you are finally ready to install your desired macOS version. Don't mind the firmware version. It's just another sign that everything went well. After you have successfully installed macOS Catalina or Monterey, I recommend you to change the CPU1 ID mask key value back to a normal state. Reveal the hidden EFI partition again and navigate to EFI. EFI, OC, and delete the edited config.p list. Rename the duplicated file and reboot your CMP. That's it! Thanks to Acidanthera for OpenCore, Martin Law for all the research, and Macschrauber for his tremendous work and tools.